In this video, we're going to look at Wrightsoft's automatic Manual S equipment selection tool. Once you've done a load calculation and go to our equipment selection screen, you may have the opportunity to use your manufacturer's extended performance data in conjunction with Manual S methods and recommended ranges to find the appropriate piece of equipment from your manufacturer. Now, this will largely depend on whether or not your manufacturer has provided its extended performance data to Wrightsoft. So to find out, we can go to our equipment selection page, find the type of equipment we're using, whether it be an AC or a heat pump, hit the Select Equipment window, and look through this manufacturer field, which we've blurred as the manufacturers that provide us data is an ongoing thing. More manufacturers are providing data to us every day, and it's conceivable that a manufacturer may not provide data to us in the future. So we're going to leave this all blurred out so we don't put old information in this video here. It's easy to tell when your manufacturer provides extended performance data, however, as that the name of that manufacturer, when scrolling through this list, will show up in bright red letters. All right, so if you see the red text in the list of manufacturers, that indicates that that manufacturer has provided extended performance data to us, and we can use our automated Manual S selection. The other way to tell is if you selected that manufacturer on the list, the Select for Manual S option lights up. Pretty simple. And so if you see that Select for Manual S option, all you need to do is check the box. And the list of equipment we're looking at here is now automatically sorted for equipment that meets Manual S requirements. All of the equipment that we see down here is within the 95 to 120% total capacity range, and within the other Manual S required ranges based on your sensible load, your latent load, your outdoor dry bulb, the indoor dry bulb, the indoor wet bulb, and adjusted for air volume as well. Now, from this point on in, the equipment selection tool works as it always has. If I want to look for a particular condenser model, I can put in the prefix or the entire model number as long as it's matching, or as long as it matches with how it's listed in HRI. I can do the same thing with coil. I can do wildcard searches with the % sign. And for more information on tricks for selecting equipment, we do have a video on equipment selection that you might peruse for how to use this filter tool. Another thing to consider, if I'm looking for perhaps the smallest equipment that might meet Manual S requirement or the largest equipment that might still meet the Manual S requirement, I could use these sort by buttons here. Or if I was looking for the most efficient, I could sort by a SEER rating. But by clicking on these yellow fields at the top of each of these rows, it automatically sorts by first smallest to largest, then largest to smallest, whatever variable it is you select. That anything you find on this list has already been determined to meet Manual S criteria by the program's automatic calculations of the manufacturer's performance data. In fact, if I select a piece of equipment, which I have here, and I go to the Performance tab, the Perf tab, I can see in our data interpolation tool that the program has entered all of this equipment performance information, again with the model numbers blurred here, is automatically entered the equipment performance information, and the actual performance of the system has automatically been calculated and falls within those ranges. See, if I click OK, and as I have in the other Manual S videos, I go to the File menu and I go to Print Preview, and I find the equipment reports, and I use the Manual S Equipment Compliance Report, I will find, and I only want to do it for this one zone, I will find that this system falls within 109% of total load, 108% of sensible, and 112% of latent. Well within the Manual S ranges, automatically found and selected, and ready to use. Pretty simple, actually, right? So in conclusion, if your manufacturer has provided Wrightsoft as extended performance data so that our equipment selection tool can automatically crunch those numbers, and you have this field, this, I like to call it the magic button, available, the Manual S becomes a very simple tool to integrate into your design process, as we do all of the heavy lifting for you. Simply check the button, and anything on this list meets those requirements. Now, it is possible, there are combinations of loads that may cause a sort of desert or gap between the lower nominal sizes, which will be too small, and the next nominal size up, which might be too large. This will typically happen at the lower tonnage ranges because the percentages of those smaller numbers tends to be smaller windows in between. So between 1.5 tons and 2 tons, it can be tricky, and sometimes between 2.5 and 2 and 2.5 tons, especially in dry climates, as it leaves less wiggle room for the excess latent capacity. If you hit this button and it says no selections available, there may not be from that manufacturer, at least from the data given rights off, any criteria that specifically meet the strict manual S rules. And where you go from that point might have to be to use the interpolator tool to select the next nearest and work with your plan reviewer or code official as to whether or not that's allowable. But provided the data is there and provided the equipment meets the criteria, finding it is a very simple process. Simply check the Manual S button and it'll show up on the list. And this concludes our video on the automated Manual S equipment selection tool. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.